Hello and welcome to the first match of the SpeedGaming Live 2021 Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Randomizer and Dungeon Blitz Tournament. Here we have a match today between Carbasi and Deltnix. And Carbasi is a runner of the game, runs a couple of the games, I think, in the series. I'm not sure of Deltnix's history with the game, so it should be an interesting match for sure. Just give me one moment to get them together. Get them started. Okay. Oh, Carbasi's idling on other. I don't think that's going to be great for them. Is the stream far behind? Oh, okay. Yes, they're good? Okay. Well, Carbasi forgot to start his timer.
Oh no.
Oh, and they both picked male. What a mistake. So one thing about this game that's very interesting that most people may not be aware of is males and females actually do have a glaring difference. Males have a higher crit rate at the expense of accuracy, and females just have better accuracy with no drawback. So you definitely want to pick female at all times. Like, the crit rate's great, but hitting your moves is even better.
Yeah, so what do you think of the main choices? It looks like we have a Breloom and an Electabuzz.
Okay, so right off the bat, I think Carbasi's Pokemon have excellent moves. I haven't seen Deltnix go into the menu yet to check moves yet. But when we do, we'll definitely critique that. I think Electabuzz is fine as a Pokemon. It seems decently bulky. But on the contrary, one raw flying type move and Breloom is out of here. Oh, he's okay. He's opting to use Dragon Pulse, which is a special move. Yeah, Droplex seems to be better just because it's physical.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to conserve PP. That's definitely an issue in some of the longer dungeons, but he shouldn't have any problems with it in Beach Cave.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the first dungeon, it's typically not an issue to run out of PP.
Yeah, I'm a little interested. Oh, both take a death in Beach
Our
Cave.
first death of the tournament. He's full resetting. He's gonna go for a new team. Now, you might think this is just slow, and you might be better off just going with the team that you picked at first, but actually, no. This race can take up to an hour or longer. And in the long haul, it's better to give up 2 minutes to get a team that will get you through very, very quickly. And apparently I was told yesterday that male and female actually have different choices. Gligar is one of the best Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, they
He's a
both
big
have
Gligar.
very different. Yeah, Gligar's pretty good.
Okay, he's got Gligar. Fantastic.
Yeah, I was about to say I was a little interested in the fact that Carbasi chose Frostlass. I'm not sure that that's a decision that I would have made, but I don't know how you feel about it.
Yeah, Frostlass in the main series games has decent bulk, but here, main series stats are thrown completely out the window. But yeah, Carbasi's chosen a Headbutt Gligar and a Hydro Pump Suicune.
Is that Spatial Rend on the Gligar?
I don't know, but I saw Headbutt, and I think Headbutt's maybe a little bit better. And they can both go over water tiles, so this is probably good.
Yeah, that should be a really good setup for them.
But he should not reset again. I think this Gligar is the way and the truth.
Yeah, and the Suicune should be bulky enough that it should never really have too many problems surviving.
Yeah, I was gonna say with that, Suicune's not a great Pokemon. It's not a heavy hitter, but with a partner, probably the most important quality is that it's not dying, because nothing's worse than getting separated from your partner and then getting that notification like a little bit later that, hey, they're no longer with us.
Yeah, so especially with him flying over, it'll be really important that the Suicune can follow him over water tiles.
Oh, Gligar must have some ability that Gligar has stench. Because Grodd will just hit it and oh, you found a golden seed. Deltnix did.
Ooh, nice. That'll definitely help out. For anyone that doesn't know, golden seeds in this ROM will increase your level by 5. So most runners like to give it to the partner, try and give them a little bit more bulk.
Unfortunately, I think Carbasi just went right by one without noticing.
Ooh,
They're the
yeah,
only seed in the game you can distinctly tell apart from any other seed, because they changed the sprite of seeds between this game and Red and Blue Rescue Team. But for some reason, Golden Seeds still use the old sprite from Red and Blue Rescue Team. So if you can tell, the Golden Seeds are a little bit darker than most seeds.
Yeah, it is definitely a subtle difference, though, so don't blame Carbasi for not noticing it.
I mean, but then also it just could have not been the Golden Seed. I'm just a dummy, but yeah, Armaldo's terrible, by the way. It has like no HP, so it dies to practically anything you throw at it. Deltnix actually in the lead here, has already moved on to the second dungeon. But that is including Carbasi deciding to full reset and, you know, make a better decision for themselves in terms of who to go with. And I think it's going to pay off dividends in the long run.
Yeah, and Carbasi's only one floor behind, so we're still at a pretty even race.
Okay, so I'm interested in this vitamin that I see. Oh, good lord. This is probably fine. Yeah, this vitamin right here. It could be a max elixir, which you can't really get that often in these races, but they're so important. It's an iron. That will definitely help Suicune's survivability if he chooses to have Suicune do just that. Okay, so as you play this game, you'll start to learn the types of layouts you're given. The layout that Carbasi was just given right there was a layout where the outside edges of the floor are all hallway, and then the inside that edge is where all the rooms are. And that was a floor where it was the complete opposite. The middle was all a hallway, and the edges were rooms. And that's a link box, so I don't think Carbasi wants to use it yet, but maybe an option in the future. And Carbasi is flying through this dungeon.
Yeah, he is, and there's another link box, so he can avoid having to do that. And he's not going to pick it up, though.
Not even going to check the Kecleons. Interesting. He's going straight into Mount Bristle.
And Deltnix takes an unfortunate death there.
I don't think we'll... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, I hope you didn't want that iron. But I was gonna say, in the any percent run of Explorers of Sky, Mount Bristle is a notorious run killer. However, in a randomizer, it could be arguably better or worse. Because, you know, what makes it hard is the Pokemon you run into and the tools you're given. Because the game gives you nothing and makes you deal with very, very strong Pokemon very, very early on. So it can be very challenging. But if the game gives you easy to deal with Pokemon, then you'll end up fine. But if they're harder than they were originally, then you're gonna need some help. Because it's the longest dungeon so far. It's gonna be 10 floors for these people. And then they have to deal with a boss at the end, which has 100 HP. That's a rare fossil. He's gonna go up the stairs and not grab the rare fossil.
He didn't grab the rare fossil.
Oh, okay, so that item in the bottom right corner of that room that Carbasi was just in was a rare fossil. And when it's thrown at something, it does a fixed 100 damage. And I just mentioned the boss of this area has 100 HP. So it would have been an insta-kill for the boss.
Yeah, for basically the entirety of this race, a rare fossil is going to kill basically anything you find. So it was a little unfortunate that the Carbasi didn't see that, but he should be able to make up time. It looks like he's having a little troubles here with Haunter, though.
So, since this is our first race of the tournament, it's worth explaining that the win condition for the players is defeating the quote-unquote Groudon at the end of the ROM. However, because Groudon is going to be randomized, we decided to name the format 10 Dungeon Blitz. So it shouldn't be too long. It's about, I'd say, maybe a third or to a half of the actual full game. And this ROM that they're using allows them to bypass all cutscenes and immediately go from one dungeon to the next. And has a lot of other quality of life features as well.
Carbasi choosing to use a Calcium here on the Gligar.
I guess I could go for Spatial Ren since it is a special move.
Yeah, and Spatial Ren being a room clearing move, if he does get good Spatial Rens off, he could potentially end up getting a good bit of experience.
Yeah, he accidentally inputted self-destruct there, but luckily I'm not sure if it's the rain or somebody else having damp, but he was prevented from doing that. Thank goodness.
Deltnix missing a stack of rare fossils there as well.
Because self-destruct, what that would do is does 80 damage to the user and then cuts the HP of everything that gets hit by half, which would have been Suicune. But by that point, Gligar would have already been dead, so it wouldn't have mattered. So it's quite a heart attack.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an extreme strat.
Yeah, both our players are ignoring the rare fossils, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's typically the big thing that you would look for from a Kecleon shop if you're going for that at this point in the race, especially this early. Those rare fossils can definitely help with anything that you find problematic or keep dying over and over to.
There's no way they gentlemen agreement to no rare fossils. I'd be surprised if that took place. That'd be interesting though, for sure. Alright, so despite not having rare fossils, Drowsy, quote unquote, is not giving Carbasi much issues. Carbasi is electing to never visit the Kecleon shops, which I think could be a mistake, because they could even sell golden seeds in there.
Yeah,
as well as rare fossils.
Yeah, golden seeds, pure seeds.
Okay, so right here, okay, I was gonna explain if he didn't do it, but Carbasi suffered a burn there, and one of the quirks of the game is if you step on a water tile when you're burned, you will lose that burn status. So I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but either way, he's lost the burn, which is good. Are they familiar with what the fossils do? Carbasi should be. I'm not sure about Deltnix knowing.
Yeah, it is very possible because rare fossils are something that are very important to these randomizer runs, but not as important to the any percent and vanilla categories.
Oh, that's Brian. That's going immediately on Suicune. That's great. So, yeah, the problem with having Suicune only use Hydro Pump is when a Pokemon has a ranged move, it will be inclined to use it whenever a eligible target is within range. And it's really annoying, like if a sleeping Pokemon is there and Suicune decides to go after it, if, you know, you're trying to avoid a Pokemon and Suicune decides to go after it. Which is really, really annoying. So now he has a move that he can only use one tile away, so.
Looks like Deltnix didn't have too much trouble with the Drowsy, so we have both of our runners in the same dungeon again.
Yeah, it's a very tight race for sure. I don't know, I do worry for their long-term survival, just because, you know, they're avoiding so many important items and avoiding the Kecleon shops as well. Nobody's
That's a Psychic.
Interesting. Yeah, Carbasi doing a little bit of inventory management. They will get bigger bags as the ROM goes on, but for right now, in order to avoid some text given out by the ROM later, and, you know, a yes or no option, it's better to leave some spaces open in your inventory, because after you complete this, the game's going to ask you, do you want the Reviver Seed, yes or no, do you want to throw something out? But otherwise, it'll just get put in your inventory without a word, so you definitely want that.
Yeah, and Reviver Seeds are definitely, of course, something that you want to have.
Yeah, for those not familiar with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Reviver Seed is one of the most important seeds, like Strife said. If you go down, if you lose all of your HP, the Reviver Seed will bring you back completely to full, and you'll actually also completely rejuvenate your belly and rejuvenate all of your PP as well. So it's a fresh new start within the dungeon.
Deltnix choosing to find a Ginsig and used it to upgrade the Constrict on Electabuzz. So we'll see.
I'm sorry,
if
is
that
there no music
benefits
in
him.
this dungeon?
It looks like there's not.
That's so upsetting. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's all. Oh, that's Earthquake. That's a bad idea. Don't. No. Oh no, it's a bad idea. That's gonna hit Suicune too.
Suicune is pretty bulky. They can probably take it, but yeah, still not a great idea.
Carbasi will learn after the first usage for sure. Don't.
Oh, there he goes.
He did more to Suicune than he did to Turtwig. If that's not a learning experience, I don't know what is. And he died for it.
He has a Reviver Seed though, so that'll definitely help.
Yeah, there's a demonstration of the effect of a Reviver Seed for sure. Yeah, and
Just
Explorers of
trying to
Sky,
teach.
as somebody in the chat has mentioned, there is a variant of the Reviver Seed called a Revisor Seed, which is essentially just a waste of time. What happens is it does the animation for reviving you, just like the Reviver Seed does, and then it goes, oh wait, this is a Revisor Seed, and then you die laughing. So it's definitely just a not okay waste of time. Is that a Golden Seed? Oh, it kind of looked like one on my view. Okay. There actually just is no music in this dungeon. I'm gonna complain. this is an outrage. I'd like some.
There is still a Violent Seed for Carbasi, which could be helpful if he needs a little bit of extra help on Groudon.
Deltnix has no game audio, so this is I'd rather have the sounds of menuing and traps and moves than nothing at all. It's okay. This dungeon's 9 floors, I think. So Carbasi should be out of here soon. You know, we mentioned early on that Suicune's bulk is going to be a huge plus here, but Suicune's been taking a lot of damage from all these attacks. I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah, especially if he runs into another Masquerain, since that had Discharge, that can hurt quite a bit.
Why are you chasing him, you bully?
You don't have to fight it. I keep telling my partners in my runs all the time.
Oh no. Okay, if there is music, maybe we'll get it here. Yeah, there's no music. This really is miserable land.
Oh no, Nightmare.
I didn't know that could just put you to sleep. I thought it was something you had to use after you were asleep.
No, it puts you to sleep in the room and deals damage while you are still asleep.
Oh no, Teach Shadow Ball. It's a special move. It's great for Suicune. Yeah, we're electing to go with a full water type moveset. I'm not sure if I agree or not.
Water Pulse is also ranged, right?
Water Pulse is also ranged, and as of right now, when you teach a TM, the Pokemon is defaulted to having it. Oh no, I don't agree. Yeah, it's self-destruct. The Pokemon is default to having it available for use immediately. So we may see Suicune just elect to water pulse things from across the room, unless Carbasi turns it off for Suicune.
Definitely a good move to have, but can cause some time loss.
I think Carbasi might be primarily a runner of Red and Blue Rescue Team. So in that game, that is based on the 3rd generation of Pokemon. So the physical special split didn't exist yet, which may be why he's being hesitant with teaching it to Suicune. But in this game, it definitely is a special move. It's so quiet. Oh, something of note, Deltnix is now in the same dungeon. And he's moving. He's on the same floor.
Yeah, he's definitely been able to close the gap pretty well. Looks like the Electabuzz hasn't had a ton of problems with now that he's gotten it moving a little bit.
Okay, although those might be X-ray specs. X-ray specs are wonderful. What those allow you to do, if they're held by your leader Pokemon, they will show you the movement and placement of items of everything on the floor. So when you're holding them, you can watch the enemies move, and you can kind of route around them and try to avoid fights that way. And you can be prepared for large clusters of enemies popping up.
Yeah, I still have both the same floor, so it's going to be a tight race here.
Yeah, like I said before, I think actually I don't know. I was gonna say Carbasi's more well equipped, but with that golden seed, um, Deltnix is still a higher level currently than Carbasi's Gligar.
Yeah, the Gligar and Suicune being able to go over water will definitely give him an advantage with the water tiles in this dungeon, but it looks like that hasn't been enough to keep him in the lead so far. So
Yeah,
Deltnix is
Nosepass is one
playing
of the
pretty
best
well.
Pokemon in the game, so that's a scary thing to run into. Like when you think about the Pokemon that are the best in the game, it's very, very different than what you expect from the main series line of Pokemon games. The best Pokemon in the game, by far, not even close, that we have banned is Spiritomb. I think there's a Pokemon, the second best Pokemon in the game has 197 base stat total. Spiritomb has 210. So it's quite a jump up. And it has something to do with Pokemon that you're set to experience within the main storyline of the vanilla game. That's tragic.
Yeah, that definitely hurt. I think that was a Spatial Ren from the Burmy. Yeah.
All Carbasi needed was one staircase, and he just walked right by a rare fossil again. No.
Yeah, Carbasi might not be entirely aware of what those are, what the sprite looks like in the overworld.
Yeah, I mean, that's something we can definitely ask them in the post-game interview, if we have time. All these Doom Seeds. Doom Seeds are the opposite of Joy Seeds, where they lower your level by 1. So it can be cheeky to throw them at enemies or bosses, but otherwise they're pretty useless. Okay, Carbasi losing no time here. Very, very making a very quick comeback in this dungeon. Very
Yeah,
quick
and that
comeback.
death from Carbasi definitely gives him a chance to catch up.
Oh, this thing is water absorb. Yeah, but Carbasi's already ahead of Deltnix again in the dungeon, so that's interesting.
Yeah, but
Yeah, this
Carbasi's
is.
having.
I was gonna say this is the consequence of giving Suicune all water moves. Is when things have water absorb, this happens.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Carbasi does seem to be moving through the dungeon really fast on this second go around, so he could easily catch up still.
Yeah. Yeah, but Deltnix has just lost their Reviver Seed, so unless they find another one. Oh, I was gonna say they found a Reviver Seed. Wait, what? Oh, I guess this dungeon is not Waterfall Cave like I thought it was. This is Apple Woods in the vanilla game, so this is gonna be about 13 floors for them, 12 floors. Yeah, this is a big pile of nothing here for Carbasi.
Yeah, Apple Woods, in my experience, definitely can be one of the big
Okay,
walls in the
I don't
realm.
know if it was
So
intentional, but Carbasi now has rare fossils.
yeah, that'll be very important for him going forward. And Deltnix has cleared Apple Woods.
He's going into the empty area. Now with Hail introduced, this truly is a miserable land. Hail is a weather condition that inflicts 5 damage to you every 5 or 6 turns or so. And it's really, really obnoxious, actually.
Interesting to see Deltnix not choose to visit the link shop. I think definitely, depending on how good your main is, it's a choice that can definitely help you out, get some quick kills. but I think he found a link box earlier, so he might just feel like he doesn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. The limitation of a link box, though, is it only is used on one Pokemon. So if you want to link things on both of your Pokemon, you'll need to find a second one or visit Electivire.
Yeah, and it does look like that's what we're seeing from Deltnix right now. The Electabuzz has linked moves, but the Glameow does not.
Oh, and I didn't mention this, but we have introduced Bidoof. Looks like Bidoof of this ROM is a Quillfish. So at this point in the game, in the main storyline, you're going on the expedition, and you're forced to practically escort Bidoof through a series of dangerous dungeons. And as we know right now, there's no way to avoid having Bidoof added to your team. There was a theory where if you recruited enough Pokemon to where Bidoof couldn't join, then that could be done. But in the randomizer I was doing the other day, once I had 3 in the dungeon before, it wouldn't let me recruit someone else. I had to send someone else back. So you're probably required to have Bidoof involved.
Yeah, that is unfortunate because if Bidoof, in this case, if the Quillfish faints, it also will result in a loss of the dungeon, just like if your partner faints.
Yeah, in Red and Blue Rescue Team, you may be familiar with Mount Freeze, where you are forced to bring Absol with you. In that game, you can at least turn off Absol's IQ skill Item Master, which is the IQ skill that governs whether a Pokemon can utilize a Reviver Seed from the bag automatically. So then if Absol dies, you don't have to worry about him. He's gone, and he doesn't end your game. But Bidoof is the least customizable partner.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, in this game, you can't change his moves, you can't change his tactics, you can't change anything. So even like if Quillfish gets into a sticky situation, you can't tell him to run away from it.
Is it sunny? Is that what I saw? Because that water pulse did a disappointing amount of damage. I'm pretty sure Carbasi still has rare fossils.
Yeah, it definitely is an important decision, I think, to know when to use your rare fossils here. But
That's so disappointing.
yeah,
This truly is a miserable land.
hopefully Carbasi isn't walled on Applewoods for too much longer, but it is always possible.
I think the most important thing here is to not get discouraged, because there's still a decent amount of game left and a lot of time to catch up. But if you start to get discouraged and start to get panicked and start to make really poor decisions, that is probably the worst thing that can happen to you. Because this game and the Mystery Engine games in general are among all the games I'm familiar with, are among the most punishing to recklessness. And you need to be really smart in thinking about everything you do in the randomizer, because anything could have any move to kill you, anything could possess any item to throw at you, anything could have any status to make your life miserable. So you need to be always on guard.
Yeah, it is definitely important to note that literally anything can have a move that could cause you to have a lot of problems. So definitely stay on the lookout and just make sure you're watching out for your lose conditions essentially.
Yeah, and I say that to say, when you lose in a dungeon and go all the way back, especially when you're in the double digits twice and you go all the way back, you're inclined to just try to rush, like find the stairs, like you're kind of reprogramming yourself in a way. And that's just what we want to avoid Carbasi doing here. Even though he's behind, it's important to still take things as slow as needed.
Interesting to still see Carbasi walking past rare fossils without picking them up.
Yeah, at this point, it's intentional and deliberate. And I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I would have expected Carbasi to know what they are, considering, judging from their splits I saw before the race started, Carbasi has a 30-minute summa best, which means they've had some pretty good times in dungeons so far, in their practice. And the thing that they've done that without rare fossils at all is interesting.
Looks like Deltnix had to use a reviver seed there, so definitely a little bit of safety lost.
I think Deltnix is still on Craggy Coast, which I think this may be the last floor. Oh, Quillfish is gonna die. Oh, it's got Endure. What a champ. What a champ.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Electabuzz
oh my
isn't
god,
doing
it has
so
that
good
it has that
either,
IQ
though.
skill that takes attacks for your partners. Oh, that's so good. Let's go, Quillfish. Oh my god, so clutch.
Oh my gosh, this is much nicer than Bidoof is ever to me.
Oh, but Quillfish is probably gonna die to this hail. Okay, he had a reviver seed at least, thank goodness.
Wow. Deltnix had 2 reviver seeds in his bag going in here.
Yeah, and that's a luxury he no longer has, but I think the play is to use a roll call orb here to stop Quillfish from whatever it's doing. Because it's not being productive at all.
Deltnix choosing not to teach Sketch this late in the ROM, I kind of understand it, but that can be a valuable resource if you find something with a good move. And it looks like Carbasi isn't having too much trouble finishing up. Looks like he's got 2 floors left here on Applewood, so he should be joining Deltnix in Craggy Coast pretty soon here. Interesting to see Deltnix did pick up a stack of rare fossils. I'm not sure if they're planning on using it. Oh, and he got through Craggy Coast. Okay, that's very important. So this is the second dungeon that the Quillfish will be joining them for. This is, I forget the name of the vanilla dungeon, but it's a 14 floor dungeon. This is usually the dungeon in the randomizer that can potentially cause you the most problems due to it being A, the longest, and B, having to escort the Bidoof, of course. Deltnix takes an unfortunate death there, but that early in a dungeon, it's not too much time loss.
Yeah, the dungeon that Carbasi's in for some reason doesn't have any music. I didn't know that was a possibility. It's something we can definitely have fixed in the future matches for sure. Oh, and now he's hungry. I don't know if he has an apple. Yeah, he literally just needs to find the stairs. Dough seed. Eat the dough seed. Okay, Wonder Gummy's fine. Don't. Be smart. Okay, just find the stairs. You literally just need to find a staircase.
Yeah, Deltnix definitely able to create a bit of a lead here with him.
What do you mean Mad Cargo has Storm Drain?
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
How do you deal with it? Okay, what happens here is Carbasi uses the mobile orb to get to get Gligar out of here.
I was about to say, does Carbasi still have rare fossils?
Oh my god, my heart is breaking for Carbasi. This is so unfortunate. Oh, that hurts. This truly is a miserable land. And I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating when I say all Carbasi had to do right there was find a staircase.
I did see it looks like in his tech chat. I don't know if Carbasi noticed, but something on this floor has a Surf HM. So if he wants to stick around and get that on this weekend.
I'm pretty sure he picked it up.
Oh, well, then that'll be a good move to teach.
Yeah, he may not. I don't know. I don't think he's ready to go for 4 water moves on Suicune yet.
Yeah, but Surf will definitely be an upgrade over something like Water Pulse if he wants to do it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're really, really desperate for room range or, line of sight water moves, then I think Hydro Pump's got you covered.
Looks like Deltnix isn't having too much troubles here. Oh, just as I say, commentator curse a bit there, unfortunately.
Yeah, Mount Horn is a meaningful graveyard. All of these names are so fitting.
Looks like this Quillfish is still putting in work, though. Definitely making a name for itself, holding up its own weight.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a situation where you're practically held hostage by this Bidoof, it's very good if it can hold its own weight.
Ooh, that's a warp.
He's fully separated from everybody. Oh no.
Yeah, so anytime you get blown back onto a space where your character isn't allowed to stand, you just get teleported to a random spot in the dungeon, and he got teleported quite a far away.
That attack order hurt. Oh, good lord. So the interesting thing about a troll orb, which Carbasi has just picked up, it's the most effective way to steal from Kecleon. So if you're standing by the stairs and you use a troll orb, all of the items on the dungeon's floor will come gravitating towards you, including Kecleon's items. And then at that point, Kecleon starts to stop, help me, I've been robbed, catch the thief, and you have several seconds to just pick up what you want and go up the stairs. Yeah, so interesting. Well, pure seeds involve you. I mean, I suppose they serve the same purpose, but you'd want to use pure seeds. Well, I mean, I guess they do the same thing, yeah.
Wouldn't it potentially leave your partner in danger to the Kecleon there?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, because the pure seed only works on the one Pokemon you use it with, and if you use it on your leader, your partner's just kind of standing there like, I didn't steal anything. What do you mean? It wasn't me. It was that guy. And then he points at like a where you were standing. And he's like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, so if your partner manages to die before you're able to get to the stairs, but yeah, definitely either one could be a viable tactic if Kecleon has something.
We
really
have
good.
music. We have music because okay. So the way that works is Carbasi found a hidden set of stairs for the secret bazaar, and that has its own music. And then when you leave, it's supposed to be replaced by the music of the dungeon that you're going back into. But there is no music for the dungeon you're going back into, so we get to keep listening to the secret bazaar music.
Oh, Carbasi finding a revisor seed.
I think music was actually the one thing Carbasi needed.
Yeah, going through PMD without music just sounds horrible.
Eat the noob seed, he won't. Oh, I think he needs to actually eat the raspberry and the dough seed if he gets hungry again. I drop seed, that'll probably end up being his food.
Yeah, and he is on the 11th floor already, so he doesn't have that much farther to go.
Yeah, the problem is this is one of the most toxic layouts that you can possibly get. It's just like a grid, like a 3x5 grid of rooms. But there's the stairs, so not too much to worry about. Now, hopefully, he spawns. Yeah, it's fine. It's a dough seed. Dough seeds will just make more money spawn on the next floor. So yeah, he's electing to not fight this thing, but now he's kind of forced to. Oh, good lord.
Luckily, I think in the meantime, Deltnix was able to get a link box for the Glameow, so he will have linked moves on both of his Pokemon now.
Yeah, luckily it looks like Execute has no HP. And his belly's empty again. I dropped seed, yes, see that. That should be enough belly just to get through. There's the stairs. Okay, he's done.
Carbasi finally out of Applewoods.
Okay. The weighted clothing has been taken off. You know, his limiters have been removed. He's zooming now. I have faith. He's gonna catch up. Given that Deltnix is still in. Oh, I was kidding, but okay. Oh, he's moving. This guy's moving. And he has an apple. Dude, this is huge.
Yeah, I don't think we saw anything too threatening in Craggy Coast from Deltnix's side, so hopefully Carbasi can get a couple stair floors and go through pretty fast.
Yeah, he's already halfway through, which, that's most of the battle. Like, the biggest thing to worry about typically in these dungeons is your belly, and your PP management. So basically, he essentially got to start this dungeon on the 5th floor, which is insane, actually. So you shouldn't have any trouble with. Yes, we're gonna pick up the pure seed. Of course we are. Pure seeds, we kind of glossed over it earlier, but what they do is they are when eaten, they immediately teleport you to the stairs. So they're among the most coveted items you can get in a randomizer. And in the game in general, even in the vanilla game.
Yeah, they can definitely get you out of some tough spots or just make a floor fast.
Interesting that Bide does damage when nobody does damage to you. You know, there's a great way to deal with this Carbasi. It's literally in the room. I recommend it greatly.
Yeah, he's gone through this room like 3 times without picking up the rare fossils, though.
I mean, this is definitely just a conversation we're gonna have with the players. Like, I want to post like a picture of a rare fossil and like pin it to the participants' channel, so everyone knows what a rare fossil looks like.
Yeah, not.
They're just that important.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, at least for me, what I feel like one of the biggest skills in these kinds of races is knowing when to use your rare fossils and when to just use your moves.
Yeah, because you're only allotted a certain amount. It's not like your PP where it gets rejuvenated every dungeon. If you don't find any more, you're stuck with the quantity you had. Okay, he had a reviver seed. Okay.
Yeah, I think he still had the one that was given to him before this dungeon.
Okay, he can move on without worry. Yeah, once Quillfish used Endure, that was like, okay, we can move on. Skiploom has Water Absorb. Or Dry Skin, one or the other. If it was Dry Skin, that would have made that overheat hurt a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more. And I was going to say, especially, it'll be interesting to see. I assume Carbasi probably won't have too many problems with the Groudon, depending on what it is. But rare fossils can definitely make that fight really easy with the Groudon having a set 500 health, so it goes down to 5 rare fossils.
Okay, so Carbasi is now in the same dungeon, in the same floor as Deltnix. So we've got ourselves a race again.
Yeah, I don't think either runner has picked up like any really, really important items there.
I think just attack Kecleon. Okay, so one thing that's important to note about rare fossils, we've gone on and on and on about them, but one thing we've managed to somehow not mention is in a shop scenario, they have a really expensive price tag on them, but it's too high of a number for the game to even charge you. So when you're in Kekleon's shop in these dungeons, you can just pick those up and he won't care. And when you're in the shop in the overworld, it may say you have to pay like 15,000 Poki for it, but if you go to buy it, it'll say, yes, would you like this for 0? And you can just say, sure, yeah, of course.
It does.
They're literally the most accessible item in any of the shops.
It does cause a bit of a problem because in the shops in between dungeons, you do actually have to have money to buy them, even though they cost 0.
Okay, so I want to talk about something here. There was a long period on screen that the game said Gligar stepped on the rare fossil. And Carbasi did not go back for it. So at this point, it has to be that Carbasi doesn't know what rare fossils do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's even there was even a time in the run where he had some in his bag and just didn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go far in this event, it's one thing that's definitely worth looking into and learning.
Speaking of important items, I also saw it looks like Deltnix picked up an X-ray specs 1 or 2 floors ago. I'm not sure if he has noticed that is in his inventory, but if he does, that could definitely be a big advantage for him.
Yeah, Carbasi had one earlier, but I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped it from dying. Yeah, we've already gone over what X-ray specs do. They're very, very useful. Yeah, especially in a scenario where you're out of PP, you're trying not to die, and you're literally trying to avoid every encounter possible. When one of the best Pokemon in the game casually runs up on you like that. I don't really agree with getting rid of Sharpen. I think it could be... If he still has that link box, anyway, could be good to pair with like Headbutt, like Sharpen Headbutt, like for the Groudon later, and just in general.
Was Sharpen on the Gligar or the Suicune?
Oh, I'm not sure actually.
I think it was on the Suicune, which would make that decision a lot easier to understand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Suicune has no business using physical moves. Sorry, Suicune has no business using moves. Gligar almost taking a spill. Oh, good lord.
Cut, a surprisingly effective tactic in BMD, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Cut's one of the best moves in the game for Pokemon that can learn it.
Yeah, it has a bit of range.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, Fisher.
That's a heart attack every time it happens. And Kekleon having rare fossils under his bum, but nobody wants them, of course. Naturally. I think this is still Carbasi's first attempt at Mount Horn, and he's doing phenomenally.
Yeah, I believe it is, which is also good because, he's been able to build up the items in his bag for a while.
Getting hungry, and he has 2 golden apples in his inventory. I'm not actually sure what they do compared to regular apples. I've never been in a situation where I've needed to know,
I thought they increased your max belly, but I might be wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do. That sounds right. Because, big apples and huge apples, if you go over the belly threshold by a certain amount, you get it raised for the remainder of the dungeon. So I wouldn't be surprised if the step up from there is a permanent increase. Rare fossils just sitting there. It's such a I don't want to be rude, but it's like I'm tweaking a little bit every time it happens.
Yeah, especially with these randomizers can just end up being so brutal, and rare fossils is one of the big things compared to any percent that can help benefit you going through some of the harder challenges that any percent doesn't give you.
That's... No, dude! Psychic Executor? Why?
Oh no, that's so rude. Yeah, and Metoxis confirming in chat. Yeah, golden apples restore belly to full and give max belly.
I think 50% is a lot. I'm pretty sure huge apples give way less than that. Yeah, it's just such a shame because wait, why are we separating our team? Oh, it's a space globe. I don't think Carbasi knows what that does either. Space globe doubles the base power of all of your moves. So for moves that are really, really weak, it's not going to have much of an effect. But the better moves you end up getting on your Pokemon, the more that's going to take effect.
Yeah, and Carbasi's moveset definitely isn't bad at this point, so he could benefit from it.
Even if it's not like the greatest thing to ever happen to you, like a boost is still a boost, you know?
Yeah, every little bit helps. If you can potentially turn a 2-hit KO into a 1-hit KO, it saves you a full turn.
Okay, so my heart was broken for Carbasi after that death, but that was only his first attempt, so I think he's very capable of, finishing this with class and grace, and, just I don't think he's too discouraged yet. It's definitely not as bad as the miserable land.
Yeah, and he's already back to floor 6, so looks like he's going through the first beginning of Mount Horn here pretty fast.
He's almost halfway through again. Yeah, alright, so that's one thing, somebody who's seasoned at BMD can pick up on really easily. You saw him go through that hallway in the top right corner and then stop. That was very clearly going to lead nowhere, because there's nowhere for that hallway to go that could form a room. So the more you play PMD, the more you pick up on tiny things like that and can reroute quicker and save yourself some time. So
yeah, it's also something like an X-ray specs can help you out with, because you can be able to see where the rooms are based on how many enemies and items are in there. Deltnix taking another unfortunate death there. Mount Horn really living up to being quite a run killer in these randomizers.
Dude, that Gastrodon was such a champ, like avoiding everything. I'm gonna say it, I'm not a fan of this, like, brown tint around, like, the outsides of the rooms. I think it's so ugly. But, like, it's been in every dungeon so far, and I've been waiting for it to go away. But it hasn't.
Yeah, I'm just glad we haven't gotten any of the dungeons where basically everything is just a black void.
And then it's like a single image. Oh yeah, whenever we were like testing this this randomizer in the ROM, there was times where it would just be nothing but a void, and then there's like the boss arena of Groudon or Drowsy or something,
or
like
a cutscene, yeah,
image in the middle. And it was really, really weird and like really off-putting. And for some reason on that tile set, even as a ghost type, you couldn't walk through the walls. It was very strange. Suicune's just gonna chill. That's fine. Suicune can handle it. Oh, not against Relicanth. There you go. Alright. Brian's a great move, to switch to right there, because it does more damage after the Pokemon that's being used against is below half health. And by that point, Relicanth absolutely was. Because
more belly problems. Deltnix close to halfway through the dungeon again.
Carbasi is one floor away from being done. You just need to find one staircase. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Okay, wait. Wait a minute. Mudkip just saved him. Oh no.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah. Okay. When you become a substitute, your team forgets who you are. And oh, he left. Oh, why would you leave him? Okay, he's fine because Goldfish is a god, but
Yeah, definitely separated in longer dungeons like this can be a really big hazard.
especially on the 14th floor, dude. I'd be so terrified right now. There's the stairs. Okay, we're fine. Essential backwater. Let's go.
Yeah, if Deltnix isn't able to get through, that could be a big wall that might determine the race.
Okay, and we are actually done with the Bidoof section of the run, so no more Quillfish. Although Quillfish wasn't even that bad. Like, among Bidoofs I've seen, that was probably one of the best.
Yeah, I've definitely seen much worse.
I'm not sure using Dark Pulse was a great idea on that thing because it used Grudge. And he's lost all of his Dark Pulse PP now. So.
Ooh,
Great
hidden stairs.
Yeah, he was trying really hard to avoid that Pidgey, and that was the only way he was going to. So this is, in the vanilla game, this would be Foggy Forest. So this dungeon's actually 12 floors long. Not as long as Mount Horn, but still quite challenging, for sure.
Small thing. I think Foggy Forest is only 11 floors.
Oh yeah, I'm like the weird one that calls it 12 because that's like where I end is the 12th floor, you know?
Oh, got it. Makes sense.
Yeah. Everyone counts it differently.
Yes, only 2.
Deltnix has a link and he's about to lose it. Let's go, Quillfish. Alright. Yeah, the fact that he's about to lose his link this early, like, he still has, like... Oh, no, he only has 1 floor to go. Okay. I thought he was on 410.
Yeah, and he won't be able to. In this part of the vanilla game, you are on an expedition, so you're not going back to Treasure Town, so you won't be able to relink.
Oh, I just noticed he's used a Ginseng on Constrict. That's such a power move. He's out here rocking Constrict +1. I love it.
Yeah, can you explain a little bit about what Ginseng does? Because I'm not entirely familiar with it myself, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't use it in any speedruns, so I'm not fully familiar with it either, but basically all moves have like a set base power, and it's a relatively low number, like somewhere between 1 and 5. And what a Ginseng does essentially is it gives you a boost to it, like by a certain number, and the number can be 1, 2, or 3. How much you receive from a Ginseng boost. And that's like a permanent boost to the move's base power.
That makes sense, yeah. There's definitely I'm more familiar with the BRT remakes, so I think...
Yeah, in any speedrun we do where Ginsengs are received, we immediately sell them because they're not super useful and they're more worth it as money. Okay, so now Carbasi, she needs to find one staircase.
Deltnix was able to catch up and get into Foggy Forest as well, but took a pretty early death, so not losing too much time, but still definitely behind, and we'll have to find some lucky stairs or get a good kill to catch up.
Yeah, so move power does vary just a little bit more than that. I think Earthquake might be base power 8, if I'm not mistaken. So, Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the move power range is, but whatever it is, it's not a significantly high number relatively to like numbers you may be used to seeing in Pokemon. Like, do you have anything to throw? No, you don't. If he does a Slip Seed, I think that will turn Speaking invisible. Oh, or just no more problems. Cool.
And on to Steamy Cave.
Yeah, this is the second to last dungeon, and yeah, by this point, I was gonna say Carbasi should have noticed what kind of floor this is. Like I noticed once he hit the top left corner of the screen. You know, it's important to recognize your layouts as soon as possible because the faster you recognize the layout, the faster you know where the stairs could be. You get back to 60? Good lord. I did not know that moves could be that crazy.
Yeah, Giga Impact hits really hard.
Scared of Zakuzuka's back and it's just causing so much problems. Yeah, I've never been super familiar with like the technical aspects of the game in terms of like, exact base stat numbers because I think the game just only tells you the power of moves in like stars, and it's not very helpful. So I never bothered to learn it.
Yeah, and there's only but so much moves you actually have to care about for any percent. Carbasi's still skipping over rare fossils. Those can help the Groudon so much.
Man, I hope I get to do a race this tournament where I get this many rare fossil drops. Like I've seen actual dozens at this point from both of our races combined, and that's ridiculous. And nobody's picking any of them up. We cannot forget to ask them this in a post-game interview if we get time. Hopefully, I do know we have something else on the schedule in about 30 minutes. So if Carbasi's done by then, we may be able to ask him. Okay, so this is a situation where if you're not a flying type, you'd be pulling your hair out. But with a flying type, it's perfectly fine. Because if you're not a flying type and you're not like a water type or anybody that can cross that gap, or a ghost type, you need to walk all the way around the dungeon floor. And, oh dear. I don't think Overheat is the best coverage for not being able to use a water move. I mean, he doesn't really have anything else. Goggle specs. Oh wait, that's the thing we were talking about. Well no, we weren't talking about it. We were talking about it yesterday. Goggle specs allow you to see everything that's hidden on the floor. That includes hidden stairs.
Yeah, they definitely can be like next to X-ray specs. One of the more important things, along with like warp scarfs and mobile scarfs.
Yeah, like since your goal is purely to find staircases, it absolutely does not hurt at all to have two. Yeah, see, you can see there in this room, there's a hidden staircase right there that he wouldn't have seen if he didn't have goggle specs. That's a perfect demonstration of it.
Oh, this is Meta-chan. Joy Seed, nice for Carbasi.
Okay, second half of Steamy Cave, Brilliant Burrow. Fitting that the tile set hasn't changed.
Oh, and Deltnix having to start over again on Foggy.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to call this anything but over at this point. Like, yes, Carbasi could struggle with Groudon, but at worst, he'll be sent back to Upper Steamy Cave.
Yeah, it looks like Carbasi's gotten over most of the big hurdles at this point.
Oh, that did 3? Do you mean 3? I understand Totodile was good, but brother, 3? 6? What's going on here? Did it like... I don't even know what move like sharply raises special defense. Oh, amnesia. Did it amnesia or something?
Not that I saw, but I don't know. Two rare fossils in like the past 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's another death for Deltnix, unfortunately. Sometimes when you're wearing the goggle specs and you come into a situation like that where you just are on the secret bazaar and you didn't really realize you went up secret stairs, it's kind of jarring because, like, you know, you're used to the stairs you see being the real ones. So you're like, why am I in the secret bazaar? And those weren't hidden. I can see them. It just takes you a minute to figure it out. God, this floor is cringe. There we go. That'll work.
Can also help if you're in like a really desperate situation and need a heal. Obviously it's slow, but...
And Clamperl's another one of those Pokemon that are insanely good for like no reason. Like, there's no business being that much of a threat. Like, the game's engine, it may throw people off that are new to it, but it just, it gives... Oh, game switch now. Oh, good lord. No, it's a horrible idea. Throw the rare fossil! You've got 5 of them! Oh my god, I hate it here.
Or use a heal seed, that's fine too.
Or use
oh no, burn!
Okay. Just hit. Throw the rare fossil. He's gonna throw the Geopebble. I'm fuming. I'm so upset. You have no idea.
I really thought he was gonna throw it randomly and then just kind of stare there while he figures it out.
That's insane, actually. Man, this puzzle, dude. He's about to be on Groudon once he goes up the staircase.
Alright, final boss fight of the run.
Tyranitar.
Yeah, that can definitely cause some problems.
You need to turn off overheat, brother. Yeah, Brian's gonna be great once he gets down to below half. You need to be in there with him, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what level the Gligar is compared to Suicune, especially if...
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea. Because when you walk away and, you know, leave Suicune only there, you're only giving Tyranitar 1 target to attack. So the odds of you even being able to get lucky and have Tyranitar split his attacks between you is 0 at that point, because you've not given him the option.
Not to mention that I'm not sure how Gligar's attack compares to its special attack. Is Spatial Rend even Carbasi's most damaging move at this point?
I feel like Vine Whip would be better against Tyranitar.
Yeah, that's
one,
true.
it's physical.
Since that.
2, it's super effective. I mean, I don't know. Spatial Rend's really strong, so I'm not sure actually. It could be the best move.
Oh my gosh!
He knows, chat. He knows. Just want to give up. I want to go back to bed. I'm done with this.
Deltnix still having trouble in Foggy Forest.
That's okay, you'll have his epiphany with the rare fossils too as well. Yeah, just go ahead and just burn all of those calciums on Suicune, like absolutely right now. Do it. I mean, I guess you can. That's a great idea actually. Because if he's gonna be using Facial Rend mostly, I guess special attack on Gligar is good.
Yeah, either one really at this point, as long as you're using them.
I feel like he's insistent on the strategy of keeping Suicune close to Tyranitar.
Alright, run 2 on the Groudon.
Throw a rare fossil. Now we have disabled monster houses completely.
I think Carbasi just threw a Via Seed, expecting it to be a Vile Seed.
What? Oh, this thing has Forewarn? Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, and Assurance Stab isn't great either.
He's only picking on Gligar. He might
Yeah,
actually
I'm
now
gonna walk away with.
Yeah,
There you go.
he now needs to remove himself from the situation. That's horrible. Throw the rare fossil! Throw the rare fossil! He did it!
There we go!
He did the rare fossil! Let's go!
That's GG for Carbasi. Final time of 109.32. Definitely respectable.
Oh, okay, we're gonna try to get Carbasi in here for an interview. I could probably just invite him, actually. Oh, there he is. And we are joined by our winner today, Carbasi.
Yo, what's up?
So we have one question primarily. So there are many of those little brown stones on the ground throughout the race. And then at the very end, I think you discovered what they do.
Yeah, I actually had no idea what they do until I threw them the first time.
I was like, huh, maybe he just doesn't know what they look like. And then I saw you like get the text of like Gligar stepped on a rare fossil. I'm like, oh, now he knows it's a rare fossil. And then he just kept on. I'm like, okay, he has no idea what a rare fossil is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like it's like ammo. It's literally ammo.
Yeah, it's 100 damage.
Yeah, it's insane.
It seems like.
But at least you knew. You seem to know at least that Gligar is one of the best Pokemon in the game, so it was good.
Yeah.
How many runs have you done in like preparation for this event?
3, I think. Not a lot.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Do you run Explorers of Sky or do you run Red the Rescue Team?
Kind of. I used to like actively run them both. Kind of.
Okay. I'm glad you decided to join us here. Yeah, that miserable land. It sure was a miserable land.
That was miserable.
I don't even know what to say about it other than I wish it had music. Because
also, can we appreciate that self-destruct level up?
Self-destruct level up. What happened?
Get a self-destruct level up move.
Oh yeah, you got those level up move, and I saw you try to use self-destruct, and that would have killed you. But I think it was raining, and it wouldn't let you.
Yeah, it was damp. I tried to use the what's spatial rend, but I forgot I leveled up, so I used the bottommost.
Oh yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. I was like, oh, thank God the game didn't let him use that because it does 80 damage and he only has like 60 something to give. So yeah, congratulations. Your opponent actually was ahead of you for a little bit. A little bit in the beginning, and then you caught up, and then once you had all your troubles in miserable land, you definitely took the lead. But they're still in Applewoods to this day.
Ooh.
No, Deltnix is in Foggy Forest right now.
Oh, is he in Foggy Forest?
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Sorry, Foggy Forest. You're right.
So the one before Steamy Cave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mount Horn is where you really were able to pull ahead of your opponent there.
Yeah.
So, Carbasi, you'll be moving on to play against Easton. a notorious non-runner that managed to get pretty good placement in our last event.
Oh god, nice.
So that should be a pretty interesting match. How do you feel about that?
I mean, the gods decide in this game.
Well, now you can decide. You have
you
have more control over your own destiny now that you know what rare fossils do.
True.
I definitely think that's like.
That,
I think that's probably one of the most important things to know.
that would have made a lot of things much easier.
Yeah, I think you may have passed like 30 rare fossils, and at that point, like if you have that many in Foggy Forest, you practically have enough to throw one at every Pokemon you run into for the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
Plus some for the boss. So,
Yeah, that plus the Quillfish Bidoof that was actually pretty good means this ROM was actually pretty nice.
I don't know which one of you it was, but one of you had a situation where like Quillfish was gonna die, and then it used Endure, and then like it took like 1,000 hits, and then was that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, and then like he went into the hallway, and then it had that IQ skill that like takes hits for you when you're about to die.
Yeah, that was.
That was the most clutch beat of all time. Deltnix is saving. I mean, not a bad
I think
idea.
he may have accidentally misclicked and asked for a rescue on accident.
Oh, yeah, that happens. Yeah, but we're actually running low on time here. We have a finals match occurring in about 10 minutes for another game. I'm trying to see exactly what it is. Yeah, we have we have an Aria of Sara randomizer. I think it's the grand finals of that tournament, so that'll be here. Stick around for that. Our next match for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky randomizer is going to be in about 11 hours from now. Rob the Gamer 115 versus Diego Lazo R4. It'll be here, and also it'll be me and Strife back on commentary, so we have a long extended rest before that. Yeah, definitely stick around for that. Thank you, Carbasi, for joining us for a quick little interview at the end here. And I think we could probably stay and watch Deltnix for a little bit longer, but if he doesn't finish within a certain time, we may have to just cut the broadcast. So,
But yeah,
Yeah.
very good race, and hope you have good luck in your next race against Easton.
Thank you.
yeah, you're free to go. You're free to stay. Whatever you want to do.
Good question. How would that Breloom have been good?
I don't think Breloom's great because it does have that quad weakness to flying. But actually, I'm not sure what Breloom's base attack stat is in PMD. But in main series, it's like 130. So I feel like that would have translated over a little bit, right? Like it won't have bad attack, I don't think. I think your biggest problem would have just been getting hit by flying moves.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I just
especially
died
like
in each cave and just didn't vibe with the run, so just.
Yeah, no, like that was something we were mentioning early on in the commentary. It's like you may feel compelled to not reset because that's a waste of time, and you would just waste a lot of time. But even if you're like 5 minutes in and you're running a team that cannot get off the ground, it is definitely worth your time to try to invest in another team because it's a long race, and if you have something that can take out enemies quickly and deal with bosses effectively, the Breloom whatever combination might have taken like an extra minute to get through every dungeon, and that's if you get through the remaining 9 dungeons, that's an extra 9 minutes. So
yeah,
it definitely is worth it to reset and try to go for another Pokemon.
Especially since you can change gender and get a whole new set of options.
Yeah, I don't know if the selection for male was intentional at the beginning.
I forgot to move down.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, but it didn't end up costing you too much. Matter of fact, it just gave you a little perspective. And I think Deltnix chose male and just went with the Electabuzz he saw. And he did not reset, so he's been stuck with male ever since.
Right.
Yeah. I think that is gonna have to be it. Let me see. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut the broadcast now. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you back here in about 11 hours for Rob the Gamer 115 versus Diego Lazo. See you guys later.
Have a good day.